Today we're talking about the money I made from the viral Dr. Umar episode. Let's revisit it a year later and look at some of the highs and lows of that episode and what it can do to a YouTube channel. Having this, I think, is a very interesting thing that a lot of YouTubers, podcasters go through. And I think it's a necessary conversation to have, especially as a Black Canadian podcaster, because a lot of people might not understand what happens a lot of times. So let's get into it. All right, so last year we had a viral interview with Dr. Umar, and that changed the game. So let's talk about what exactly happened once that went live. We flew to New Jersey to interview Dr. Umar. I specifically intentionally went to New Jersey and interviewed him and didn't wait till he came to Toronto to interview him because I wanted to have first mover's advantage of interviewing somebody outside of town. Now, with the interview happening, it went everywhere. If you probably found me through that interview. It went so viral that I wanted to speak to my therapist about it because I was like, damn, everybody knows me for a quick moment. And then I went to talk to her about it, and she knew about the interview. And she was like, yeah, I saw it. And I was like, damn. That was the first time I really understood what being like somewhat viral or famous was like. And it felt very weird. I can't even lie to you. It felt very weird. Now, what also ended up happening was that it caused a conversation across different social platforms. It caused like an internet conversation for once. And that was different because usually about Dr. Umar conversation might just have a quick click, watch, and get entertainment and leave. This one actually sparked more of a conversation amongst other content creators. For example, Joe Budden reacted to that conversation. Academics reacted to that conversation. Vibe wrote an article on it. And it started to really gain a little bit of legs. So that was a big moment. It really gained traction. Now, what I didn't expect was the people coming out of the woodwork starting to holler at me. People from my past, people that were trying to, I guess, take leverage, or even family members that were trying to reach out and say, "Hey, can we connect?" And I was like, "Yo, I don't know you from nothing. What the hell? Where are you coming from?" You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely a different experience. Now, what really started to change is the money that was coming from the interview as well, because YouTube AdSense, of course, right? And the episode was sponsored by two different sponsors. And I'll tell you some of the things I did to leverage that as well. I'm letting all the cards on the table. So what happened with that is, for one, I got the interview monetized by using clips. Now, I was very intentional with this because I knew that if I dropped the whole interview, it wouldn't get monetized, because at the time I was not monetized. I only had about 1,000 followers or subscribers, pardon me, on YouTube. And to get monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers, but 4,000 watch hours. I had the 1,000, but did not have the 4,000 watch hours. So I had to be strategic of, all right, if I drop this interview and I hit the 4,000 without getting monetized first, I'll miss out on everything. So if you're a content creator just getting started and you have something you know is going to go viral or overperform, it would be smart to strategically release it so you can uh, get that virality to make the most money out of it. Now, with the nature of the conversation being kind of crass, with not patrolling anybody's swearing, I knew for a fact too that it might get demonetized. So I was very strategic with that as well. So what I did is I clipped it up on purpose, and a lot of people were telling me, "Why are you clipping this up so much?" And it was because I knew that if I released the entire thing at once, the whole thing could get demonetized, and I would just lose out. And I actually did get a part of it demonetized. So I'll tell you all about that too. And honestly, I can't even lie. I was like, damn, if this had gotten monetized, I would have made like a few, at least like 4 to 5 thousand, maybe not 4,000, maybe probably about 2 grand. So in total, the interview did about 400 to 500,000 views in its part one and part two, but then clips of it ended up doing numbers as well. And that really helped my overall content grow and my overall profile grow. And I want to talk about that as well because a lot of us think about booking people for interviews and seeing if it's worth it for you. And I want to share my experience with it. So you as a content creator, entrepreneur can think about doing this for your content, for your channel. Um, so here's the pros. Like I said, the interview didn't make money, did give me notoriety. It ended up having me featured on different magazines and things of that nature. A lot of people noticed it. It definitely raised the content's profile. The negatives, I think it brought an audience that I'm very grateful for, but it was something that I wasn't unexpecting as a Canadian. Let me elaborate. Dr. Umar is a Pan-Africanist, as am I. I'm a Black Jamaican Canadian, and I thoroughly believe in Pan-Africanism. But a lot of Dr. Umar's following are FBA followers and look at me and think, oh, this guy's a foreigner, which is so crazy because you came from Dr. Umar interview and he's a Pan-Africanist, yet you are claiming FBA. But I'm like, how are you following someone that's not your ideology and coming at me with the ideology that's different? Like, your ideology ain't even in here, bro. Like, ain't nobody in here that's following you. I don't understand that. Make that make sense. So that was something that I found very interesting. And I realized that Canada and America have a different relationship. Canada has how do I word it? It's like asynchronous. Like, it's like, I look at your shit, but you don't look at my shit. Canada's like the little brother that's like, can we come along? Mom said we have to, Mom said we have to be together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an unfortunate reality. I think if the podcast is from New York, it'd be a big difference because I followed it up with some of the biggest content creators from Toronto because I wanted to bring it to the people that can speak about hip hop, who have a tenure in hip hop, like Friday. Big shout out to Friday. I don't know if Friday's probably watching this. I know you, Friday. Eh? Shout out to Friday and Marlon Palmer, a big comedian coming out of Toronto. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me bring in some of the bigger comedians. And there was like an adverse reaction to it because they categorized, all the FBA people categorized that as foreign, which was very big news to me. I was like, foreign where? I watched One Hooks and Park just like you did. I know Webby just like you do. What? But that was the reality. So that was something that was a big learning for me and something that I have to take into consideration going forward. So as you go into content, especially pop culture topics, you got to be aware, especially for a Black Canadian. This is specific. I'm talking about Black Canadian creators right now. You have to be aware that there is that kind of divide going on with some Black Americans, even though ain't nobody gonna be like, there's a Black Canadian on the loose. Ain't no way, but there's still a bit of that goes on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a big learning lesson. All right, so the monetization strategies, like I said, one, there's the YouTube AdSense, two, sponsors, and three, the type of sponsor. So the YouTube sponsor was AdSense, like I said. The second sponsor was a wine company that I had, and that paid, honestly, that they came up. They came up. Big shout out to that brand for sponsoring because at that time I didn't have much sponsors, but I think they were paying me $400 a month for that sponsorship, and that around there. I don't want to give specifics, but it was around 400. And for that to go as viral as it did, they ended up getting purchase orders in different provinces, and did well. So that was a big moment for them. So big shout out to them. And honestly, they supported me when nobody was. So big shout out to that wine company. And as well to that, I did an affiliate marketing deal. So what I signed up for is a platform called PartnerStack. So if you're a creator, look that up, PartnerStack. And I looked up some affiliate marketing companies to partner with. And towards the end of the episode, I signed up for Marketer Hire, and that affiliate is a partnership that allows people to convert, and once they convert, you get a commission off of it. So that was that. So let's get to it. So around that, I made about $6,000 from the Dr. Umar episode. But I want to highlight a more important point of that from $6,000. That money not only allowed me to recap, um, rekindle my audience, but allowed me to really go forth and conquer after that. It allowed me to really have confidence in myself as a creator and go forth and really start um, pushing the boundaries on what Black Canadian content could be, or Black content in general. You know, it was a big lift and a moment for the culture. So honestly, I was very proud of that. Like, I knew for a fact that um, other communities outside of just rap and music was reaching out to me. Like, I had churches reaching out to me. My old elementary school, that was crazy because I mentioned, I don't know if you remember in the interview, we talked about churches and schools and the Adventist community. And as an Adventist, bringing up that to Dr. Umar was like the whole community started talking about me, and I was like, I don't talk to y'all that much, but hey, whatever. Um, that was very noteworthy. I won't even lie to you. I won't even lie. So yeah, it rose the overall podcast level, and I think I want to leave y'all something that's so important. You know, as we hustle and work and grind in our circles, Issa Rae has the phrase, "You should work across and not just go up." I think you need to work in a staircase, the like circular staircases. You know what I'm talking about? You go in a circle, but you always have to make a jump up. You know, and it doesn't need to be a jump up every single time, but you take one jump up for one thing to really raise the profile, and then keep working in that circle. Take another jump up, and then go in that circle. So you're like a circular staircase. I forget the word. I don't know why it's just not coming to me today, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. And take one step up to jump up a little higher every single so often, so you can raise the profile and raise the brand. Because even if you stay at a consistent level with that, it can make a big difference. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the overall aspect of having like a hit episode or a big episode. It can really change your content as well, because as a business podcast, the episode was a lot more pop culture-ish, and I think that really overall kind of hurt the podcast. For example, if Dr. Umar was on MKBHD's channel, he has a tech channel, but there would be a surplus of people that come to look at the interview. But not that many people might stay for the tech reviews that come after that, you know? So I think that kind of hurt the channel overall because of the context of the content that went past that. So that's one thing I definitely had to take in mind. And now I'm trying to get more into having cultural topics come on the show so I can leverage that. So yeah, that's been the lessons, man. Let me know what you think about that. Are you an entrepreneur yourself? Are you a content creator yourself? You know, comment your channel below. You know, we're all in this trying to grow, so I'm happy to network with y'all and you know, support y'all's journey as well. Anyways, man, the hustle is what you can control. So control your grind and control your life. I'm Alex, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's the last day of the Podathon. By the way, lastly, hit the subscribe button. All right, y'all. Peace.